Welcome to Eyes Wide Is Wider. I am your host, the Arkutec. And we're going to get it started. But before we get it started, you know what we got to do? Let me hear you say eyes wide, ears wider. All right, we're going to get straight to it. Coming to the stage, we have Chyann.
Okay, so I'm Chyann McQueen, and you guys know a little bit about me, but I want to get up close and personal with you guys as well. So for a little icebreaker, I'm just going to play a little game, what you know about that. So if you know about it, then you could raise your hand, you can clap, you can snap. I just want to get a feel of the energy in the room. So, what you know about eating dinner at 12 o'clock in the morning? What you know about being raised by your grandma? Okay. You know about that? You know about that too? Okay. You know about that? I thought I was the only one. Drinking sugar water and eating sugar bread. Got all that glucose going to my head. You know about that too? Being in your youth? ComEd cut off your lights, you wondering what y'all gonna do? You know about that lady that comes through and saves the day? What's her name? Oh, Grandma, I know her by Authorine. Oh, nah, you don't know about that. Going to Walgreens to get candles because the house was pitch black. You see, Grandma went across the hall to ask Jackie if she can plug our extension cord in her wall. Though it was dark, I seen it all. I remember the embarrassment I felt when the people from upstairs came downstairs and seen that cord. Never been in a prayer line, but I called on Lord. Nah, I ain't gonna mention that. You ask me who sold crack, I'ma tell you I don't know Jill or Jack. I wanna make sure we on the same page. You mean to tell me you went to school, stomach growling too, cause you ain't eat a thing? Lunch lady give you a little extra cause the lunch lady done seen some things? Kids taking turns bullying you, calling you names? Yeah, I can speak on it now. I embrace my pain. I wrote this laughing cause I got a feeling you know what I'm talking about. My trauma told me I gotta heal. I gotta stop trying to shut it out. No wrist, no blade, I can't cut it out. Like a good ass whooping, I had to cry it out. I had to get my pen and paper and write it out. What you know about boiling water on the stove? To wash up, wash dishes and wash clothes. Sleeping on the pallets made out of blankets and dirty clothes. Sitting in the bathroom crying because I thought my grandma was about to overdose. I wasn't no older than 11 years old. I remember when I was 5 years old, I got my ass beat from walking all the way from the park back to Cornerstone, one of the many shelters I resided. No point in trying to hide it. If you got pain buried deep inside, I suggest you find it and heal from it. Ain't no point in laughing if you can't feel nothing.
Next up to the mic, you got it in his name. Put y'all hands together for Jess, Mike, the poet.
How y'all doing? I go by the name of Just Mike, the poet. And this piece I'll be performing on tonight, or right now, is I Am Reality. I am reality. Reality of those mentally institutionalized with hallucinations in the mind. See, I was injected with medications to keep me from seeing the signs. Or is it all illusions as I find solutions to this lifetime? To predict what lies ahead and to pick what to leave behind. I am reality. Reality of Christians that's not afraid to speak their mind. You see, I question God of answers I have yet to find. He told me to keep living and they will be revealed with time. I am reality. Reality of those demonized with principalities in the mind. Near-death experiences, close to 10 times. You see, I was dealing with the courts and going through a bit of divorce. Having thoughts to kill with no remorse. I am reality. Reality of forgiveness that's being forced. Fasting and praying. Constantly straining from sexual intercourse. That was a mental and spiritual healing. I became much stronger, gained more control of my feelings. Studied, worshipped, lit candles before kneeling. I am reality. Reality of being righteous as well as being a heathen. You see, what I sowed as a little child, I later started reaping. I remember being deceiving, perpetrating. To the left, my hat would be leaning. Yeah, I even torched animals till they stopped breathing. Headed the wrong way with no fears of being beaten. I got older and started seeing the things my dad was preaching. Learning the hard way, my wisdom was increasing. I gained love from that tough love that had me deeply thinking. I am reality, reality of change and believing, the good and the bad. Living my life too fast. You see, y'all, I hit rock bottom, having everything to crash. I am reality, reality of those that arise from a disastrous past, having love and hate. I remember a pistol was pointed in my face. I had a strong urge to retaliate, leave him somewhere buried without a trace. But I had my little son to think about. You see, we couldn't bear for me to catch a case and leave him fatherless within this evil place. So I just wish that death would come and take him away. But was I wrong for feeling that way? After going through so many pains and heartaches, being placed in situations with no way to escape? I remember my car was faced the opposite way on the Bishop Ford Expressway. Coming head on was an 18-wheeler with no attempts to brake. You see, y'all, there was no time to pray. All I could do was bow my head and wait. But reality is that Just Mike is still here today. I'm living out my purpose and holding on to faith. I am reality. I am the reconciliation of all hate against enemies and race, having your mind in a murdering state. I am reality. I am that voice of the black nationality. All religions transform the spirituality. I am the book of songs with a King Solomon's mentality. Poetry deep inside of a poetic gallery. I am comfort to all of those that may have lost someone to a fatality. From birth, I was reality. I dealt with situations throughout my years that rattled me. I maintained and became an inspiration to a generation of realities. I am peace, not war. So don't try to battle me. You lose anyway, trying to mentally wrestle me. I've done spiritually died, came back alive, baptized with Calvary. You see, I live my lives on both sides. I am reality of all my realities. So who are you? Cause I am reality.
Yeah. You got one more last time to go way. Joining us virtually from Toronto, Canada, Summer Rose, the poet.
Skyscrapers. Builders build the buildings to reach skies. So in order to reach my dreams, I had to fall and let my mind rest where happenstance clouds and maybe shoulda, coulda, wouldas have stopped. And so they call these buildings skyscrapers. Trying to reach the newest heights, leading to my potential just to feel I could succeed at life. But there is lessons to learn when we burn ourselves out. There is a cautionary tale. Do we see what is truly happening to society? Banks have replaced churches, and you can walk down on Wall Street and see that the walls are filled with buildings of commerce in the city of commerce, no longer temples, places where people worship and gather, a place for lenders and borrowers. Cash, money rules the world. We gather at the halls of calculations, cathedrals of commerce. Cash gods draw the attention to the center of wealth and greed. Yet there are those who no longer have park benches to sit on and they stay on the streets looking for something to eat. And yet there are those who we can still barely feed. Homelessness is at an all-time high, and you may wonder why I question the dreams of our apple pie skyscrapers. Buildings so tall that you can't even see the ground. No longer heads in the clouds, heads to the clouds. I just want to escape and get away. Complex reality, we call it modernity. Modern minds have forgotten the true meaning of connection. Technology. Modern technology has replaced our sensibility when technology was to assist us in communication. If only these assistant devices could help us to teleport to another dimension, but in this dimension that I mentioned, in this time is the one we have forgotten. We are not out of space, but yet we act out of touch with one another. We are like robots moving like we're under the spell of the other. When gravity is something that helps us to remain grounded, yet we keep going and going with the battery pack on our backs and still act unfounded. We are educated, but not educated. With our savings and our finances, we are educated and still in lots of debt that we have to repay. When my people have not been repaid for the sacrifices made, My people still suffer, and this is the horror story, the Halloween horror story that still exists. Get Rich or Die Trying is no longer the title of an album, it is the reality, the soundtrack of our lives. These are the days of our lives. No, these are the days of our lives. Lies we tell ourselves to pursue dreams we weren't even ascribed. Keep your head above the clouds. No one said that you have to go into the haunted house. Choose one to start over, or page 22 will take you to Terror Tower. Some will try to cut you down, try to make you feel small so they can feel tall. But in these times, you got to have balance, lest you will fall. No matter how hard life gets, or how spooky things may seem, just remember that you're a skyscraper still chasing your dreams. Poem.
Okay, so this poem is entitled My Eyes Were Made in Chicago. I don't know about y'all, but I have like a love-hate relationship with Chicago. I love that we're the mecca for many things, the music, the artistry, everything. But the violence is, is killing us. So this is My Eyes Were Made in Chicago. Marvin Gaye, what's going on? Playing over ambulance sirens. Brother, brother, there's far too many of you dying. 5 a.m. I could hear the birds singing, while some parts of the city were crying. The parts that aren't captured for its beauty, but demonized and yet glorified for its violence. Welcome to the shit show, where gangs are excessively territorial and playgrounds turn to memorials. 1 minute you're chilling with your friend. Next minute you have to say goodbye because someone chose to play God and take a life. I remember being on the block, then going to the restaurant. I came back to the unpleasant sound of sirens and hearing Demetrius got shot. I remember being at home minding my business when the apartment got raided by the cops. They aimed a Glock at my grandma's face, not to mention the search warrant. No one lived there by that name. I will forever be abolished the police and CPDK. The same pigs that shot up Fred Hampton's place and walked out with smiles on their face. The same clan that shot a young black man and left him hanging from a gate. Strange fruit trying to recreate. Pardon my introduction. Chicago is not filled with danger and grief. Sometimes I tend to lead with the pain this city has gave to me. My eyes were made in Chicago, and I would rather go blind than to take away any of the things I've seen. This city gave me Herb and Bibby, Juice and Capilot. Shout out to all the Chicago artists of different categories because we have a lot. I get my intellect and my dialect from this place, a fine architect. I can be downtown for hours, looking up at the Sears Tower or walking under the bean. Stargaro's or Portillo's beef, we got the best food to eat. A tale of two cities in one. It's a crazy thing. I feel like some parts of Chicago is an amazing dream, but where I lay my head down.
We often walk around with distorted self portraits. And there's really nothing gorgeous about being obsessed with our looks or proportions. A man looks in front of the mirror and all he sees are distortions. A woman goes to the doctor, who then looks at the knife and tells her, I can fix it. Fixing things, fixing things. How did we get here? Identity crisis. I met myself in the mirror. I had to accept the fragments of the fragile pieces to the narrative I couldn't make up. You see, this cover girl was about to come undone, so I slowly started taking apart the parts of a broken and darkened heart, raw, just me. Traced lines of tears down a brown skinned face. The pain was my eyeliner. I found myself escaping, meditation, a prayer weeping on my lips as my lipstick broken. How could an image so crooked become glamorous, beautiful to a fault, when the shutting down of my internal cameras became spiritual assault, identity crisis? Too proud to let me go, I picked up the paintbrush and started covering up the spots of my blemished ego. Fixing things is a check that never balances. doing it ourselves instead of giving it to God, the task to unmask our broken canvases. We see well with our spiritual eyes, but with darkened hearts, we are blind to see the results of Satan's lies. Looking into the mirrors of our soul and wonder why our spiritual lives seem so grim. Well, when true light is hidden from our inner sight, then our insight is dim. But who told you you were naked? Who told you that you were not good enough? Our minds are intoxicated by the enemy's cocktail mix, media's myths. It's about time we look into the mirror and yell, plot, twist. You see, I've lost count of the times the truth and lies have been intertwined. And to defray the minds of humankind like a drunken man and nearly tipping over, we are succumbed and barely conscious, barely sober. Identity crisis. We keep looking to the mirror to see our flaws and all. But when will we come down the ladder of pride and climb the spiritual wall? Who taught you all this self-hatred? Who told you you were naked? Who told you to crawl on your knees instead of standing on your own two? Who told you to be ashamed of you? We have blurred self-concepts. Do you remember how the scheming skeever spoke to Eve and changed up the whole context? You see, he told her, you can eat of this fruit and you shall not surely die, teaching our first parents their very first lie, how to doubt and deny. You see, questions like, who am I, become hard when we can't identify. You see, questions like, who am I, become hard to answer when we can't identify. Now, the picture in our minds are distorted. Not because the mirror is dirty, but because you no longer see yourself the way God sees you. But God sees through any form of distortion, so any part or portion of propaganda using your mind to make fortunes should be excised, executed, and aborted. Because too many hands of greed ferociously feed their deviant plans. But I got news for you. With God, everything is custom made. And if you check the designs, you see it's only A grade. And it really doesn't matter whether you got on the right t-shirt, got tags, rock flags, or you're feeling fresh to death like you were dipped in Tide. You see, God thought about everything from the outside and the inside. And just when the enemy thought he had you tightly in his clutch, here comes the Savior with his master touch. And no Adobe, Photoshop, or Corel Painter can do what he makes masterpieces with his paintbrush. You are the unrehearsed script in God's stage play. He blinks his eyelids and your life is transformed, metamorphosis. But there's no metamorphosis because similes and linguistics don't stand up to his lyrics. So we must open our eyes. We must open our eyes because there's still more for us to see. Because you were put on this earth to be all you can be. So no more hiding behind trees, covering with leaves. It's time to see yourself in the image God created. This time, this picture will be the one that's celebrated. And every time you ask, am I beautiful? Your Father will answer, yes, you are. I made you in my image so you don't have to go far. So if you don't think you're beautiful, I'm telling you, yes, you are. Poem.
This next piece I'll be performing is titled It's No Love There. No white image that's drawn from a picture. No words that falsely interprets God's scriptures. No false prophet. No slavery from evil man. No mind still stuck in bondage. It's no love there. No rejection or hurt from my past. No love for material and cash over my soul that will forever last. No one that's bold that disrespects and trolls the throne. No aliens, no drones, UFOs or man-made clones. No today Pharisees that keep throwing their stones. No church folks that only go for the traditions and fashion shows. Money hungry and acting funny just the front cuz. It's no love there. No lies from a hurt soul that lives with old unforgiveness, abuse untold. Going on and on with no changes, just the same demeanor and tone. No one should go without shoes and clothes, without a home, a ruddy nose left freezing in the cold. Our government, it's no love there. No one should be alone, left confused. Is this my friend or one of my foes? Left with no trust from lust that went wrong? Is this still my husband or wife? Or did at some point the drama leave us with stains, tempers and tensions? We became distant and unforgiving? No! Another divorce? It's no love there. Moving on with memories of he or she, business left unfinished. I'm trembling. All you left to remember is that rape, that dark place, a long winter of storms and blizzards, the disasters, the disappearance of the innocent, the young and tenders. Well, let's blame what gave you the most hurt. A Klansman, a missing dad's hand, or maybe the church. Meanwhile, it's another Amber Alert. It's no love there, just monsters. No mothers, no fathers, just an orphan left to find their way. You afraid to leave them, but you torn with bruises on your face. No self-esteem, no growth, same corner, same hood and block, same vision. You see no way to escape. No role models, no real G's to follow. It's just phonies and fakes. Envy, jealousy, and hate. You see, it's just like back in Abel and Cain's day, another case, no mercy, no grace, so it's no love there, no one to care, no more passion. You see, it left when you decided to take Christ's place. It was your decisions, your choices. I guess freedom is doing it your way. No revelations, no psalms, no hymns that's calm, just trap and drill, anger and aggression, cursing with obsession, words of killing revenge. I got to hurt you. A spirit turned possessed with no confession within, cause it's no love there. Just criticizing and judging the ones that's doing well, trying to do better, doing something. Another road rage, now they arguing and fussing, leading a gun, busting, handcuffing a fast reaction with assumptions. Do you really love yourself? No, it's no love there. He Muslim, she Buddhist, they Christian. So let's pick and make fun of them, call them stupid and ignorant. But how you living? They say it's religion, it separates us. But if it's about race, that's still hate, that's instilled in us. On my own skin, hell, I know it's been rough, but it's made me tough. But in this flesh, it's a daily test, and I'm realizing it's no love there. Marvin Gaye said it best. I guess it will be no peace until we all rest. Or will we all be able to rest? Just something to think about, because I can't judge where you go after death. But wherever I go, I just hope and pray that it's love there. Because no, I don't want to go where it's no love there. They say hell is not fair. But in this life, with no regards for another human life, something in them choose to not care. Many killers, those that take our little children, refuse to kneel and ask for salvation and healing. A different way to live right. With each in one heart that we compare, ask yourself, is it love or it's no love there? Peace.
Our musical guest on this episode is none other than Abrianna.
Hi, my name is Abrianna, and this is my song. It's not out yet, but it's coming out in the fall. So it is called There.